The Space Stone. Forget long flights and road trips. If you get the Space Stone, you're basically holding the ultimate teleportation pass. Also known as the Tesseract, the Space Stone is one of the most powerful and most frequently stolen Infinity Stones in the MCU. It first appeared in Captain America: The First Avenger, and from the moment it showed up, everyone wanted their hands on it. This glowing blue cube holds the power to bend space itself, allowing for instant travel across the universe. Originally used by the Red Skull to power Hydra's superweapons, the Tesseract ended up lost in the ocean, where it was later recovered by Howard Stark and placed under S.H.I.E.L.D.'s protection. But security was never enough. Theft became the Stone's favorite hobby. First, Loki stole it from S.H.I.E.L.D. in 2012's The Avengers and used it to open a portal, unleashing the Chitauri invasion on New York. Then it's back in Asgard, where it sat in Odin's vault until Loki swiped it again in Thor Ragnarok after Asgard was destroyed. And when Thanos finally got his hands on it in Avengers Infinity War, he crushed the cube like a candy wrapper, extracting the raw Infinity Stone inside. Beyond teleportation, the Space Stone grants its wielder complete control over spatial dimensions. This means you can do more than just travel across the galaxy. You can manipulate space itself. But the Space Stone doesn't just affect those who use it, it's also the accidental origin story generator of the MCU. In the movie Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers gains her powers after being exposed to explosion energy that is powered by the Tesseract, making her one of the most powerful heroes in the universe. With the ability to tear open wormholes, defy physics, and make gateways faster than in a spaceship, the Space Stone is one of the most versatile and dangerous Infinity Stones. It's the ultimate cosmic shortcut, but in the wrong hands, it's also the key to intergalactic war. If history's taught us anything, it's that whoever holds the Space Stone never holds it for long. The Mind Stone. Ever wish you could read minds and control people like a Jedi? The Mind Stone takes that idea and cranks it up to 11. Originally housed inside Loki's scepter, the golden gem has done everything from brainwashing Avengers to creating new life itself. And let's be honest, it's probably responsible for more bad decisions than any other stone. First introduced in the Avengers, the Mind Stone was secretly given to Loki by Thanos, allowing him to control the minds of anyone he touched with his scepter, most notably Hawkeye and Dr. Eric Selvig. Under its influence, they become puppets for Loki's invasion of Earth. But after the Avengers defeated Loki, S.H.I.E.L.D. took possession of the scepter, which lasted all of 5 minutes, before Hydra stole it and used it to experiment on Wanda and Pietro Maximoff. The result? Quicksilver's super speed and Scarlet Witch's terrifying magic powers. But the Mind Stone's biggest achievement came in Avengers Age of Ultron, when Tony Stark and Bruce Banner accidentally created an AI supervillain with it, because nothing bad ever happens when you mix artificial intelligence with godlike power. The result was Ultron, who immediately decided humanity needed to be wiped out. Luckily, the Mind Stone also helped upgrade Vision, one of the Avengers' strongest allies. When placed in Vision's forehead, it granted him superhuman intelligence, flight, density manipulation, and an energy beam strong enough to destroy Ultron himself. Beyond control and intelligence, the Mind Stone also enhances the abilities of those who wield it. Whether it's brainwashing, empowering, and outright annihilating, the Mind Stone is the exact reason why sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't brute force, it's a single thought. The Reality Stone. What if reality was just optional? With the Reality Stone, you don't just play by the rules, you rewrite them. The Reality Stone, also known as the Ether, is one of the most unpredictable and chaotic of all the Infinity Stones. Unlike the others, which exist in solid form, the Reality Stone takes the shape of a red liquid-like substance that seeps into its wielder, granting them the power to bend reality itself. First introduced in Thor: The Dark World, the Reality Stone was sought after by Malekith, the leader of the Dark Elves, who planned to use it to plunge the universe into eternal darkness. And let's be honest, he almost pulled it off, until Loki and Thor teamed up to stop him. Afterwards, the Asgardians decided it was too dangerous to keep alongside the Tesseract, because trusting an eccentric space hoarder with a god-tier weapon always works out well. Alright? What makes the Reality Stone terrifying is its limitless potential. It allows its user to alter matter, defy physics, and even reshape existence itself. In Infinity War, when Thanos wields the stone, he turns bullets into bubbles, people into floating ribbons, and entire battlefields into illusions. When the Guardians of the Galaxy try to ambush him on Nowhere, he casually warps reality around them, making them think they've won, right before snapping back to reveal it was all a trick. But the reality stone isn't just about deception. In the right hands, it could be used to create entirely new worlds or make the impossible real. Thanos uses it to overpower foes, but imagine what someone like Doctor Strange or Reed Richards could do with it. Turn nightmares into dreams or even cure incurable diseases. Instead, it mostly gets used for planetary destruction and turning Drax into a pile of cubes. In the end, the reality stone is exactly what it sounds like. The ultimate tool for reshaping the universe. When reality is just an illusion, nothing is off limits. The Power Stone. If the gym isn't working out, maybe you just need a rock that can obliterate planets. The Power Stone, also known as the Orb, is pure unfiltered destruction in its most concentrated form. Unlike the other Infinity Stones, which deals with concepts like time, space, or reality, the Power Stone has one simple purpose: to obliterate anything in its path. And it does this job very, very well. First introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy, the Power Stone was housed inside an ancient artifact known as the Orb and hidden away on the desolate planet Morag. According to the legend, its power is so overwhelming that a single touch can wipe out an entire civilization. Naturally, the first thing Star-Lord does when he finds it is try to sell it. Unfortunately for him, the stone quickly falls into the hands of Ronan the Accuser, who, after realizing its potential, does what every power-hungry villain does: sticks it on his hammer and goes on a rampage. With the Power Stone, Ronan becomes strong enough to take on the entire Nova Corps alone, shrugging off their attacks like they're made of paper. The only reason he doesn't wipe out the planet Xandar is because of Star-Lord's impromptu dance battle distraction. I mean, I guess the best defense against ultimate destruction is pure cringe. But as terrifying as Ronan was, he was nothing compared to Thanos. When the Mad Titan acquires the Power Stone by casually destroying Xandar off screen, it instantly cements him as a cosmic-level threat. And when he uses it against the Avengers, it sends shockwaves strong enough to tear through entire battlefields. The Power Stone's potential is limitless, granting its wielder immense strength, durability, and energy projection capable of reducing planets to dust. Unlike some of the more subtle Infinity Stones, this one doesn't deal in illusions or mind games. It just destroys everything in its way. And if that wasn't terrifying enough, when combined with the other Infinity Stones, it enhances their abilities to an unimaginable level, making it an essential part of the Infinity Gauntlet. The Power Stone is a force of nature that could tear apart worlds, annihilate armies, and make even the strongest beings in the universe think twice before stepping up. The Time Stone. Messed up? No worries, the Time Stone lets you rewind, fast forward, and pause reality like you're the director of existence. The Time Stone, also known as the Eye of Agamotto, is one of the most dangerous and complex Infinity Stones in the MCU. While other stones focus on raw power, destruction, or manipulation, this one deals with something even more terrifying: control over time itself. First introduced in Doctor Strange, the Time Stone was hidden inside the Eye of Agamotto, an ancient relic created by the first Sorcerer Supreme. It was kept under lock and key until Kamar Taj, where only the most skilled magic users could wield it. And of course, who ends up playing with it first? The reckless neurosurgeon who just learned how to do magic. Despite its inexperience, Doctor Strange quickly proves why he was born for this role. In one of the most clever battles in MCU history, he traps the cosmic entity Dormammu in an infinite time loop, forcing him to relive the same moment over and over until he gives up and leaves Earth alone. Turns out, when faced with eternal suffering, even godlike beings get tired. The Time Stone isn't just for replaying boss fights, though. It allows its wielder to see into the past, alter the future, and even rewind or fast forward reality itself. In Avengers Infinity War, Doctor Strange uses it to explore 14,605 possible outcomes, ultimately discovering that there is only one scenario where the Avengers can win. But when Thanos gets his hands on it, that's when things get really unfair. With the Time Stone, he undoes Vision's death right before everyone's eyes, making Scarlet Witch's heartbreaking sacrifice completely meaningless. In the wrong hands, it's a cheat code for reality. No mistakes, no consequences, just infinite do-overs until you get what you want. In Avengers Endgame, the Ancient One reveals that removing the Time Stone from its timeline could cause catastrophic disruptions. It's not just about reversing events, it holds the fabric of time together. This is why the Avengers are forced to return all the stones to their original points in time, preventing alternate realities from spiraling into chaos. The Time Stone isn't about brute force, it's about control. In the hands of a hero, it's a powerful tool, but in the hands of a villain, it's an instant game over. The Soul Stone. The Soul Stone is easily the most mysterious and feared of the Infinity Stones. While the others are all about bending reality, time, space, and power, this one demands something in return. Unlike the other stones, which were hidden in various locations across the universe, the Soul Stone wasn't just hidden, it was protected in its own special way. Found on Vormir, an eerie, desolate planet, the stone could only be claimed through an ultimate sacrifice, trading a soul for a soul. Its terrifying nature is revealed in Avengers Infinity War when Thanos arrives with Gamora, having forced her to lead him there. Waiting for them is Red Skull, now cursed as the stone's guardian after being banished there by the Tesseract and Captain America the First Avenger. He explains the brutal truth. To claim the Soul Stone, you must give up the one thing you truly love. In one of the most devastating moments in the MCU, Thanos sacrifices Gamora, which shows that despite his cold, twisted logic, he actually did love her in his own warped way. With tears in his eyes, he throws her off the cliff, sealing his claim to the Soul Stone. But the stone's power goes beyond just demanding sacrifice. It's connected to the very essence of life itself, which is likely the key to enabling Thanos' snap to erase half of the population. In Avengers Endgame, Hawkeye and Black Widow face the same cruel choice, battling to decide who will make the ultimate sacrifice. Natasha wins by losing, giving her life so Clint can claim the stone. The full extent of the Soul Stone's abilities remains mostly unknown in the MCU, but in the comics, it's far more terrifying. It can manipulate souls, trap them inside a pocket dimension known as the Soul World, and even resurrect the dead. This might explain why, after Thanos snaps his fingers, he briefly enters a strange orange-tinted realm where he sees a young Gamora. Unlike the other Infinity Stones, which grant immense power to their wielder, the Soul Stone's strength comes at a cost. This stone doesn't just ask for a price, it hands you the bill and watches you cry and still expects a tip. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. Which Infinity Stone would you want to wield, and how would you use it? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for even more deep dives into all things comics.